Charles Hanniger, Jimmy Ott. Jordan Kitchen's back in the studio. Graduation day for a lot of people. The celebrations going on over here at Ruffino's. So
when is graduation called?
Depends on
the official term.
I thought commencement.
Correct.
Okay.
What is the true definition of commencement?
Something that is finalized, finishing.
Exactly the opposite.
Oh, really?
It's the beginning.
Oh, something commences. Okay, but doesn't it also have an alternate meaning?
So
that something is commencing? Is
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
So we're calling it something. We've been
no.
wrong?
I'm just commencement. Well, like you're beginning a career. Hopefully, you're beginning a real life. You're out of the the quasi real world, or what is this world at college of $100 lost room keys and $250 parking tickets? I digress. But anyway,
you've been waiting all morning to get that off your chest, haven't you?
Trust me.
If that's the worst thing he did.
Okay. Oh, I mean, you and Josie killing me on it. Boy,
if the worst thing he did, make him pay the parking tickets.
Okay.
I mean, make him pay the parking tickets.
And how?
He got a job this summer, right?
He's got a job.
Okay. Well, then, the first $250 goes to Dad. Learn how to park in the right spot. It's a reasonable request. I mean, if he had $2,500 in parking tickets,
Charlie, if it only worked like that.
I'm not giving parenting tips. Like I'm just saying.
So my part is, it's kind of like it's a beginning. It's let's, it's kind of let's go. Let's this fresh T-Bob. And so I think that's why I brought it up, because his T-Bob's it's not just an ending. It's a new beginning for him.
Right. He's going to do well in Chicago.
I caught some of his finale, and it was fun. He played the old Alabama version of the song.
One Day More.
One Day More. Yeah. He went out of his way to compliment you and say that you had some hidden thespian skills. Didn't say crap about me, but anyway, that's par for the course, But anyway, so maybe
you're not quite the thespian I am.
Probably not, Charlie. Yeah. Probably, of course. Yeah. But it's a new beginning. It's kind of a I'll look it up and tell you the exact, because I had to I had to look it up one time, commencement, and and I'm going to look up.
I'm not sure what quite this is, other than the parking tickets and the did you say the lost room key? $100 key. That's an expensive key.
Don't start, man.
Okay.
Don't pile on, boy.
No. You brought it up. I would have never known.
I'm telling you.
I would have never known.
Telling you.
Invoice didn't come to my house.
2 late fees, by the way. One waived yesterday because of my charm, I guess.
You called and complained?
Oh yeah.
Hey, no parking means no parking. Read the signs.
Yes. I said, you're healthy as can be, you lazy ass. This is flat out lazy.
I've seen you lose bets for way more money than this. It didn't bother you near as much.
A graduation ceremony is called commencement because it marks the beginning of a new chapter for the graduates.
All right.
Often signifying the start of their careers or further studies. There you go. Commence means to begin.
Okay. Well,
see that? I'm here to, like my mother said, don't flaunt your knowledge, share it. But anyway, no, I'm just, if I can, Charlie, you're more, how can I even put this? See, I'm not support. You read more than me. I think I have a little bit of the, I don't know. I just kind of.
You saw the movie. No, that's not good.
No.
You watched the game instead.
I mean, reading racing forms and goal sheets count as reading?
No, not really all that much, no.
But no, that's all. Just because we all think it's just the opposite, right? It's the end.
I did. That's
it better not be the end.
My first thing. And
those parents are supporting that child's education. It better be a beginning, huh?
I graduated and didn't even know that
One
that's what
day
commencement would be. I'll tell you what I would like for
one day more.
I would like to commence. I would like LSU to commence playing better baseball than they played last
Charlie,
night.
you set this up. They flopped the thing. It was not a surprise to be a tight game, was it not?
No, it was not.
Okay, so you got a tight game, right?
Right. But my deal is this, and they started Connor Ware, which that was my pick yesterday. I thought they would do that, and South Carolina doesn't get a hit until the 6th inning, but the walks again got him in a bind early. I thought Jaden Newt pitched really well. I thought that Chase Shores pitched pretty well. What bothered me about last night's game, and I'm in no way, this is not the end of the world. This is not the end of their pursuit for any of the things that are on their goals board, including a top 8 national seed. It was more in the way that it happened that was disappointing. The lack of focus when you're running through stop signs, and the 5th inning was the one that aggravated me probably the most. They had multiple opportunities in the first part of this game, the first half of this game, to open up this lead, and none more so than in the 5th inning when they start out walk single. And Michael Braswell, who had a very good game at the plate, he walked and had 3 hits, but he runs through a stop sign and is thrown out at third base for the first out of the inning. Okay, this is 2 cardinal sins in one play. Number 1, you run through the stop sign. Number 2, you get thrown out at third base for the first out of the inning. That's a no-no. And even after that, they get another walk and another single and another guy thrown out at third base because Curiel, for some reason, doesn't slide. Would he have been safe if he slid? I don't know, but he'd have had a chance. And so when you get 2 runners thrown out at third base in the same inning, and an inning in which you had 2 walks and 2 singles, and basically run yourself into 2 outs, you wonder. The score ended up 3-1 LSU after that inning, and you wonder what it might have been because the doggone middle of the lineup was up. Ethan Fry, who stung the hell out of the ball last night, hit a lot of long outs, but really hit the ball well. You'd have him coming up and runners on base and a chance to really extend his lead and put the pressure on South Carolina, and they didn't do that. And that was disappointing to me, that the focus wasn't there to put South Carolina in a hole they couldn't dig out of. And they didn't do that. And so South Carolina hung around, crawled back into it, a couple of balls off the wall and into the 9th. And you end up with a wild pitch that ends it. Harry Carey and Steve Stone would have been proud for Carolina.
Oh, no. See, like Harry Carey, every time a runner's at third and 2 outs. Oh, Stoney for a wild one.
Mm-hmm.
But then like after the 700th time it happened. I told you, Stoney. I called it.
Finally.
I called it. That's one thing. But 2 outs, tie game, a walk-off.
Yeah,
Stoney.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's you can't make that up, and so that's put up this non-sliding thing. It's more common today at all levels. I'm not saying it's more common than sliding, but there was once a time where like, whoa, you didn't slide? What the hell are you doing?
Well, when the ball,
you have to slow down to try and just run the bag straight up. I mean, no, they teach you. I mean, but you would see, a guy running in a second trying to beat the throw, and no, he's standing up. Yes, and it's
for somebody
way more common than it used to be. It's stupid.
That is a good a player as Curiel is, and I never got
he's really good.
I never got a shot of whether Jordan at third base was giving him to get down signal, but he's got to know the plays in front of him. I was shocked that a player of his level didn't slide. It blew my mind. I was like, are you kidding me?
Leadoff guy who puts the ball in play, whose average is way up because he's not giving up outs and trying to uppercut and, have that softball swing that is more common, a home run or bust type of thing. And I told you earlier this week off the air, that approach is going to pay dividends if they get to TD Ameritrade, because that approach is what you need in that park that plays so pitching friendly. As some others on the team, no. And I'm not talking about the big guys, like the first baseman, but Mike made a great play, by the way. He was like, "Are you kidding me? This guy makes this play with one out." But no, undersized guys who have that uppercut. Bert, you are almost useless if you go to TD Ameritrade with that type of approach at the plate.
No, that park will eat it up.
Eat up some big boys.
Yeah. So here's the good news, bad news. The bad news is obviously with the loss, you put yourself in a position where you need these 2 games, or your top 8 is going to be in really serious jeopardy. The second thing is that you burned through a lot of bullpen last night. You burned Chase Shores probably for the rest of the weekend, and you burned Zach Cowan probably for the rest of the weekend. And Cowan did not pitch well. That's the second time in the last 3 outings that he has gotten hit up a little bit. I did like what I saw to Jaden Newt. I think he has gotten better and better over the last month. But with 55 pitches, he's probably not going to be able to come back on Saturday either. So you do have the starting pitching advantage by a ton in the next 2 games.
Yes.
By a ton. Now, who you go to after that, you do have Kason Evans, who you won't have to start in a game. But after that, Cooper Williams, and then it gets a little dicey with the way that they have walked people. So that's the good news, bad news thing. The other good news is that South Carolina not only threw what I thought was their best arm to open last night, but they threw the guy that's been throwing Friday nights in the second hole, Brandon Stone, and they would be without both of those guys for the rest of the weekend. After you get past those 2, I mean, it drops off pretty considerably for Carolina. So God bless, if you can't hit the bottom of the Carolina staff, then maybe you don't deserve to be a top 8.
This is not a big. This is only a big deal if they don't take care of business the next 2. That was exactly what I posted. Big time favorites.
I posted one thing the whole night. That was it.
Big time favorites. Okay, and they should take care of business. They should basically, win by 8 to 10 runs the next 2 games.
And they should feel like they did a lot. Give South Carolina credit for winning the game and making a play. But LSU left a lot out there last night that was self-inflicted. The 2 double plays, they left 9 people on base. They did a lot of this to themselves.
Well, when a big favorite loses, you usually are a little sloppy, right?
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's what happened.
So I don't have to be happy about that. But I'm not.
No. Who said you were happy?
I'm not. But I'm also not. I can take a loss and say, this is what you did, this is what happened, right. This is what the results are, and not say, oh, well, this is a terrible team, this is an embarrassment, they can't, blah, blah, blah. People get real emotional over one baseball
just
games.
In. The best teams in college baseball have flaws. This is not an elite separation from, the rest. I saw Jamie Arnold get popped pretty good. I watched that North Carolina Florida State.
The graduate student was great, wasn't he? I forgot his name. The starting pitcher for North Carolina.
Oh, he's got a 2.0 ERA going in.
We talked about that at the end of the show yesterday.
Now he hits the balls to the wall now on him.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a little scare, but A&M walk up bomb. They're up to a 3-0 home a lead, no problem. Georgia comes back and spanks them, so A&M still down. Bama with a 5-0 lead. What do we talk about Bama? Okay, they still do but not just that. But some of the things they do, like they had a shift. The second baseman is playing on the. I mean, as routine of a routine ball, he doesn't make it. 3 or 4 more runs scoring that inning to make a 5-run lead close. How about Vandy? 2 outs, 2 strikes, down 2, 2 on, bombs away. How do you give him that pitch? I think it was a 1-2 pitch, 2 strikes for sure. It might have been 0-2 or 1-2. They stole that one for Kentucky. Shades 3 years ago. Hunter Elliott. What?
That's as good as he's looked all year.
What?
I said, you're going to get 5 innings out of him. He's going to give up either 2 or 3 runs. That's what he's done all year. He looked like the freshman Hunter Elliott last night.
He was phenomenal.
Great.
All right, stop the parade at Missouri. They got smoked, gave up 25 runs last night. And in Tennessee beat Arkansas and flipped. And now they're in great position to take this series.
Yeah,
with their hammer coming tonight. So
they held Liam Doyle, and he's going to pitch in his second game. Tennessee wins that one. They're going to be right back in the hosting conversation if they're not already. And that loss coupled with Texas's win at Oklahoma, they beat Kyson Witherspoon last night. Now, he didn't pitch poorly, but they got to the Oklahoma bullpen, so they lose. Texas wins the league outright with that win.
Yeah,
and
saw that.
Arkansas's loss last night.
Welcome to the league, Texas. There we go.
We haven't given you enough.
It's commencement graduation, so yes, indeed, our menu, off the menu specials for the entire weekend include as appetizers, firecracker shrimp, crispy fried Gulf shrimp with the Napa cabbage slaw, crab and brie boucher. That's right. Creamy crab and brie broth, blue crab meat, puff pastry, curly green onions. Talk about good stuff. Entree features, we're doing a ribeye feature this weekend from 44 Farms, 16-ounce 44 Farms ribeye with Louisiana crawfish on top with sherry cream and millionaire potatoes. Suggested wine pairing, we're going to do a duckhorn Cabernet out of Napa. Lamb chops, 14-ounce bone-in lamb chops, basil pesto, lamb jus with the roasted baby zucchini. Suggested wine pairing is an Archery Summit Pinot Noir out of Williamette. In our dessert feature, the blueberry cobbler. Blueberries are in season right now. The bacon fat streusel ice cream. Hello, Charlie. Commencement.
It's a beginning. It's a beginning.
I am peacocking. I taught Charlie a new word today.
I learned something today.
I'm trying to break, perceptions. We talk about, like these quarterbacks that just win games because they got everybody around them. We're trying to break that. And some quarterbacks that don't win any that we retire the jersey.
Yeah.
So
we got a quarterback coming to take T-Bob's place.
Flynn.
Welcome, Matt Flynn. Be a couple of weeks, but welcome, Matt Flynn.
Gary Croton's offense is fine as long as you got a thesis and break it down. So, yes, indeed.
Live at Ruffino's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Since the 1930s.
Macero and just Troy today, right? Oh, and Bruce?
Yeah, Jordan.
Yeah, Macero, Troy, and Bruce.
Yeah. Hey, do me a favor. Email me that home bank spot, please.
Okay. Can you text me your email?
Is it the guarantee? It's the guarantee, yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah. And reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padiella at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com. Attention, vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and Dip Trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, 4 cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Need more space? Workbox LLC has the storage solutions you can count on. Whether you're a homeowner, commercial contractor, or industrial business, we have the space for you. Our secure, versatile storage units are ready to meet your needs. Contractors, keep your site organized and efficient. Store your materials with us and access them anytime you need. Businesses, industries of any size, Workbox LLC is your trusted partner for flexible, safe storage. Workbox 343-4886 and workboxllc.com.
Bayou Ford powers the Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. Watch us live daily. Find what you missed on demand and subscribe to each show's channel to get notified when we go live or new videos arrive. Plus, discover exclusive YouTube broadcasts you can't find anywhere else. From AFR to OTB and everything in between. It's the Watch 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge YouTube channel powered by Bayou Ford.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games, just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 West Lee, near Nicholson.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Live at lunch with Otten Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Let's bring in Chris Massaro right now and looking on Twitter last night and over the last few weeks. Chris, are you okay?
What's up, buddy?
Nervous breakdown with this Thunder, huh? I mean, what is going on?
I'm not having a nervous breakdown. I'm not having a nervous breakdown. I'm just giving the facts and just letting the people know what I'm thinking. And, I just feel that it's the most overrated. They've crowned this team the champion almost 2 years in a row, and they haven't even made it to the Western Conference Finals. So that's just what I'm aggravated about.
But Chris,
picks, everyone's picking them. They're going to win in 5. They might sweep. They're going to do this. Listen, they had trouble versus Memphis a couple of games without Ja. I mean, so it's just not this layup line that they just think it's a cakewalk to the finals. Can we at least get out of the second round is what I'm trying to say.
Chris, all right, a couple of things. First of all, you are right but it's the odds makers that are doing it right now. These are the current odds right now, even with the loss last night. Oklahoma City is plus 135 to win it all. Then it's a big dip. Minnesota plus 425, Pacers plus $5, Knicks plus 550. I mean, it's in the Nuggets 9-1 and the Celtics 16-1. But the odds makers have done this, but they're the number one seed back to back. But Chris, we know this. This regular season and postseason are two different sports, man.
No, I agree, and that's where the big experience factor comes in, and you can just see it. And that's why I was just complaining last night about the whole MVP thing. Yeah, SGA gets his points, but is he controlling the game like Jokic controls the game? No. Not even close.
No.
When you need a basket, who do you feel more confident about getting that basket? Jokic or SGA? And I've just seen that SGA kind of looks like, I don't know, he looks a little frail out there. He's not instilling the confidence that I want in the supposed MVP of the league that they're going to close out the series. And I'm not sure. And I spoke, I might have mentioned this last week, but after game 1, I was sitting with Paul Bovey at the Win, and he looked at me, he goes, listen, I know you're upset, but I still think OKC is going to win the series. And I go, yeah, they probably will. He goes, but don't let it get to a game 7 where all the experience in the world is with the greatest player in the world. And that's what I'm afraid of. And I could not believe last night that they made the line. They made the line 7.5, 8. And I saw it came down to 7 this morning. I immediately took some Denver. Obviously, I'm trying to hedge my way into a position where it's, even if OKC does lose, it's not the end of the world. I had opportunities to cash out before last night's game for about about 55 to 60% of what the ticket paid. But I didn't do it, and I'm not going to cash out now if I didn't cash out before last game. So
right.
We're at game 7 at home. You're supposed to win. We'll see what happens.
All right. Well, let's distinguish between hedge, like if you're doing it in golf, in the middle, because OKC is laying points on the road 6-7, at home 10.5 in this thing. One thing about it is you've hit some middles if you're playing it that way. And because Denver's covered the last 4 games in a row after they got the split to start this thing off. By the way, Chris has OKC to win the Western Conference tied in with a bunch of other things. So that's where he is right now. But, one thing, Charlie, is obvious. You watch the games because it's been a lot of conversation during it's a regular season award, and that's fine, okay? And because Joker's got 3 of them, okay, SGA is going to win. If they both had none, Joker would win it again with the numbers he's had. But you watch it's not just the impact on the game. It's not even close who has more impact on the game, Jokic or SGA.
I got no problem saying that. But SGA's regular season numbers with regular
great.
Season award.
They're great, but Joker's, it's just. But this is a different sport, and during the playoffs, it's
Joker is
a
harder guard. I'm not gonna deny that in any way. But SGA winning that award in the regular season, I don't have a big problem with it.
It's not so much a guard as it is. You see all the attention and all the things that he opens up for his teammates, and sometimes SGA is it's funny because he's going to probably win the award in an era where it's a 3-point shooting contest. Sometimes he's a 2-point guy. He's a get to the goal, try and get to the.
He shot 52% from the floor.
Well, sometimes he can't get his shot off. Even here, Joker, it's the impact on the floor it's not even close. If you're just watching the playoffs,
tell me who this stat line. This is his stat line for the regular season: 33 points, 52% from the floor, 90% from the line, 6.5 assists, 2 turnovers a game. That's a Jordan line,
and the best team in the best
team. That's a Michael Jordan stat line.
No argument. It's a regular season award.
Yeah,
but the playoffs are different.
Joker's a harder guard,
and all of us agree with that. And is no comparison, and that's what did. So you kind of hedged on futures more than you've been middling in these individual games, right, Chris?
Well, I had them last night, and I had so many things. I'm gonna be collecting money at the end of the day when this whole thing comes down to it. But obviously the bigger ticket, you'd like to get the win with OKC. But yes, last night I had Denver plus the points. I already have Denver plus the points again. I have a bunch of hedges where after game 5, I was able to grab plus 950 on the series with Denver in case they came all the way back. So yeah, I'm still going to be cashing a 5-figure payout no matter what. But I'd obviously like to get the 5-figure payout with a bigger number at the beginning of the 5-figure payout. So we'll see what happens. I mean, you would figure you're in a good spot. But it's just what drives me crazy and what gets me going on Twitter, X, whatever. It's just that they all talk about the net rating and the greatest team and this defense, and they have this net rating versus this and that. Well, your net rating is factoring in beating Charlotte by 40 in the middle of February or January. When you look at it closely, OKC played a lot of these elite playoff teams, upper echelon playoff teams, and it's pretty much a standstill. It's pretty much 500. They're 5-5 against Denver. They lost to Cleveland. They lost to the Lakers. They lost to the Clippers. They lost to the Mavericks. They even lost to the Spurs. They lost to a lot of these. They lost to Minnesota. They lost to all the playoff teams. So when I looked at it a little closer, I remember when the odds came out for the series, this is kind of extreme. But every single person I talked to said, oh, it's going to be 4-0. It's going to be 5-1. Don't worry about it. So I never really took too much of a price before the series started. Luckily, they won Game 5, and I was able to get a great number, plus 950 the other day. So I'm all set either way. Obviously, still rooting for OKC for the big score, but we'll see what happens. It's going to be exciting on Sunday.
Chris, you're vested. Okay,
12:40 Central.
Chris, you're vested. Okay, and a lot of this chatter, okay, is people that don't put their money where their mouth is. All right. And it's based on a lot of these NBA sort of specialists. They value the regular season too much. It's a different sport. It's a completely different sport. Guys can't get their shot off. That once they start, the defensive intensity picks up. The pressure. There's a reason why the experience carries so much weight in the post. It is completely. I mean, that intensity level in a regular season basketball game, man, put me to sleep. It's a joke. I mean, I'm glad the Masters goes till the last week of the regular season, so we don't have to deal with that stuff, and you give it more attention. It is follow your instinct. You got more vested, you got more. Do what you do, because Joker in the postseason, we're seeing that dude is a headache, and he's going to be a headache on Sunday, and it should be a close game, a competitive game. I can't see it being a blowout either way by any stretch. Don't you think that they blew game 5? With shooting jump shots to start the fourth quarter?
Oh, of course they did. They kind of tired out there, and luckily for me that they made that crazy comeback. But you could also say, obviously OKC blew game 1, and OKC blew game 3, and it's just, this series is kind of crazy. And listening to a couple people after the game last night, it's like one of those old time series that was always going to go 7, and we should be more excited about it instead of complaining about this and that. And that's the way I'm looking at it. It's been definitely the most exciting series of the playoffs. Hey, and maybe Denver's the second best team in the NBA. They got the best player. They got a lot of experience. And I'm just shocked that OKC, with a younger team, a deeper team, isn't able to tire the Denver guys out.
Yeah,
it just hasn't been that way. It almost seems like the opposite.
Well, yeah. Porter's shoulder is banged up. You got Gordon pulling his hamstring, or like feeling his hamstring last night. The young coach certainly talked about that extra day off before Sunday. They're really looking. Okay. And look, there's a lot of people that do sports gambling content too that don't really gamble either. So I just don't understand why that is a mix. But anyway, so take your sports gambling hat off for a second and put your fan. You grew up in the Boston area, Celtics. These Knicks fans are a pain in the ass, huh? What's up with these guys, huh? They're hungry.
Yeah, they're very loud. I just had on the crossover from the ESPN to ESPN. So ESPN Plus has the PGA on. So I'm watching it, getting ready for the show. And they go, we're going to end our coverage on ESPN Plus, switch over to ESPN. So I switch over, and there's like a 2-minute window where they haven't switched over to the coverage yet. And it's Stephen A. Smith in a pink suit screaming that the Knicks this and Karl Anthony Towns that and the Celtics this and Luke Cornett's not going to do it again and this and that. Well, listen, the Celtics have had massive leads in every single game. They should have won 5 games in a row, Tatum or no Tatum. I'm not sure if they can do it again. I'm a little nervous that if the Knicks got to get a little bit hot from 3, that it could be a blowout type of game. But if the Celtics stick to the same game plan, and I think that they have one X factor, and Pritchard hasn't really got hot yet. He still went over his points, rebounds, assists in game 5. I think that's a good play again tonight. They bumped everything up a little bit. Pritchard is 15.5 points, minus 108 at Bet Rivers. You can go over 3.5 threes at plus 123, and over points, rebounds, assists, 22.5. He plays extremely well. He didn't play great the other night, but he hit all his props. He plays extremely well when Tatum's not in the lineup. He's had some monster games where he scored 41 points, 34, 27, 29. He heats up. I think there's a chance they could steal one and go back to Boston for game 7, where who knows what's going to happen. Maybe the Celtics, who knows, they're 10-2 without Tatum. Could they possibly make the finals without him? I doubt it. But, it's going to be exciting tonight. I can't wait for the game. And the aforementioned Paul Bovey will be in attendance tonight. He says he did 6 laps around the MSG because he was so nervous at the last game. So he sent me his step reader on his phone, how many miles he walked inside the arena.
Oh God! The number one media market team fans, they think they need all the attention as well. Preakness picks real quick on the way out.
Okay, so I like goal-oriented, the number 1 horse, Baffert and Pratt. This horse ran on the Derby weekend, really crushed it. I think there's a good chance that this horse gets out early. Obviously, journalism's the most obvious winner, but I already bet goal-oriented at 6 odds at 7.5 to 1. I'm going to link those 2 up and exact the boxes. If you want to do something a little more exotic, you could play a super with those 2 on top. So it'd be 1-2 with 1-2. And the one horse that's going to be running late is supposed to be Sandman. It should be a little bit of a hot pace. That horse likes to run late. So you could do just for a simple, $12 bet. So you could do it 2 ways. You could do 1-2, which would be goal-oriented in journalism, with 1-2, goal-oriented in journalism, with Sandman in the 4th spot. That costs you $12. And then you can run it the other way. 1-2 with 1-2 with Sandman in 3rd, with all in 4th. So for a simple $1 bet that costs you $12 each way. You can have a little fun on Freakish Day.
Good luck tonight. It's going to be fun in the Garden tonight.
It is. The next couple of days are going to be great. You guys enjoy the golf. Enjoy your college baseball. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Chris. Take care, my man. We'll take a time out. Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title. Chad Reynolds, the Legacy Title for all of you real estate closings, 296-0060, full-service title company, servicing all of South Louisiana. Fast, friendly, professional services, which you get when you call 296-0060. Buying, building, refinancing, nobody chooses but you. Choose Chad Reynolds, the Legacy Title, 296-0060. Live at Ruffino's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
This is Charles Hannegriff. Tee up your savings with a great CD rate from Home Bank. For a limited time, you can earn 4.25% annual percentage yield on a 3 or 7 month CD. If you're looking for a longer term, you can take advantage of 4.05 APY on an 11-month CD or 3.75 on a 14-month CD. The minimum balance is only $2,500. Stop by a Home Bank location to speak with a local banker today. Good for business, good for life. Home Bank, member FDIC.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Baseball and softball players of all levels get the competitive edge you've been looking for at Total Diamond Performance. Do the same lessons, camps, classes, and clinics used by top college and MLB organizations. Everything from mental performance, in-game video and data analysis to improve pitching, throwing velocity, bat speed, and fielding. Total Diamond Performance is tailored around the individual player to build strength and athleticism while also cleaning up mechanical deficiencies. Matt Mastretta applies what he's learned working in player development with college and MLB teams. Total Diamond Performance, 931-3730. That's 931-3730.
This is Charles Henniger. For total maintenance for AC and heating, generators, electricity, and plumbing, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all of these needs. Service today, every day. That's their slogan at Total Maintenance, so nobody ever has to go to sleep hot. Over the years, Total Maintenance has expanded into the New Orleans area, as well as their offices in Baton Rouge with full staffs in both markets. Call 480-1000 in Baton Rouge or in New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports, and it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions, just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports, and it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions, just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. The Chuck Oliver Show, weeknights at 6 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Jimmy Jimmy, Charlie, and Troy. Three best buddies sitting around talking sports bets. Let's welcome in Troy Macker from Bet Rivers.
Troy, what's going on, my man?
Not much. Just getting ready for what should be a very, very fun week in the sports.
Knicks, Celtics. What you thinking?
Knicks have to win. They have to win tonight.
A little pressure on the Knicks? I like it.
Yeah, because if they don't win tonight, they're not winning Game 7. I just don't think. I know. I think they have the better team right now because Jason Tatum's out, but that certainly didn't show in the last game. But the nerves of blowing the lead they had and getting to a Game 7 on the road, I don't know if the Knicks will be able to handle it. Even though Tom Thibodeau is a hard-nosed coach, his players are hard-nosed players. They shouldn't really react to that. Jalen Brunson is as good a superstar court general as we have, but the in between their ears is going to be tough, and I think they have to win tonight. I'm a little surprised they're only 2.5. I thought it maybe would have been 3.5, 4.5, but we did see that the Celtics didn't completely bottom out without Tatum because they are a very good basketball team even without their top star player.
Oh, I think that and a lot of people debate just how good Tatum is, and so I think it's more than just him. He's our best player on the best team that won it all last year, and they were the favorite this year. But no, they're much better without him. But no, they're more than capable, without him, and we saw that. Did you think the Knicks exhaled in that Game 5?
No, not really. I don't think.
Just got beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, they. I mean, it was. Yeah, I didn't see because the Knicks had a 9-point lead, middle of the second quarter or something like that. So they were ready to play. They're ready to play, and it doesn't strike me as a team that's kind of gonna, exhale a little bit because they got something, especially because they've been so bad at home in the postseason.
Right. I think this is probably better for them, if they potentially have to go to a Game 7 just because it won't be at home. I think playing at home has been difficult for them, as has been playing at home for the Celtics in the postseason. So, this is super fascinating. This is what the NBA wants. Certainly they would love to have Jason Tatum still there, but, I think to your point, he's the best player on the Celtics, but is he a superstar in the realm of what we think NBA superstars are, front-facing, polarizing, on posters all the time, always talked about? He's the least talked about superstar. So, I think that is a really interesting angle because, obviously Jaylen Brown is top tier as well. But this is exactly what the NBA wants, even if it ends tonight. 6 games, super competitive. Knicks rally in 3 games down deep. This is perfect for the NBA. Certainly a Game 7 would be even better because of all the storylines going into the weekend.
Charlie, is it this as simple, this era of the NBA where it's more perimeter oriented, that perimeter shots can be on or off from game to game, that are superstars are not as no, Jordan would never have an off game. But some of the ones, because they weren't just so perimeter oriented as we have in a lot of the guys now.
It would go a long way towards explaining the success of the road teams if you take that into consideration, that it's a perimeter oriented game, that you can shoot the ball well on the road. It's possible to do. I'm not saying that's the only reason, but if you're comparing eras, the road teams are having more success now than they ever have. So is there a correlation there?
I don't know. No, I just think it's game to game because Jaylen Brown, he was way better last game.
There's a lot more variance in the.
There's a lot. Because it's perimeter oriented. There's a lot more variance for the players game to game, and
because of that, you may have some of these games where you're hot on the road.
Yeah, it's more of a crapshoot. I don't think it's got anything to do with home and away. I just think it's just the style of play that has become more and more the way it is. I'm telling you, who you got in OKC and Denver? Troy, what's the number right now at Bet Rivers?
Yeah, I'm super fascinated by this. As I've mentioned, I think each time I've been on the radio last 2 weeks, I took the Nuggets series to win the series simply off the value of plus 575.
Right.
So to see them, right now, I guess to win the series is what the money line is, and it's minus 286 for the Thunder, plus 235 for the Nuggets. Thunder favored 7.5. I don't know if I like that number. I would probably take the Nuggets to cover. I do think the Thunder win the series. I think being at home, I think that this is going to be a great, great game. This has been the most competitive series in terms of game to game. And, as we mentioned, it's the talent yet inexperience of the Thunder versus the talent but experience of the Nuggets. But, they're slowing down. They're a little bit older. I don't think they're trending in the right direction year over year as much as the Thunder. But as I've mentioned, we thought they were going to nosedive after they fired their coach, and they've done nothing but been heading in the right direction. So this is just such a fascinating game. I've loved a lot of the matchups within the game, and I've loved the role players in this game. I take a lot of joy in watching Lou Dort. He's one of my favorite players to watch play. I also love Jamal Murray, even though he's not a role player, but there are a lot. This has just been such a fun series to watch. I think whichever team comes out of here will be an amazing series for the Timberwolves. I think that the next 4 to 5, 6, 7 games of the Western Conference playoffs will be awesome.
Dort. Now I thought the Denver approach to start the fourth quarter with 1 for 9 and all perimeter jump shots to start it off. But Dort was huge in Game 5, and this thing probably be over. And that's what happened to them last year. They got tripped up, and when they went to Dallas for Game 6, I mean, guys like PJ Washington couldn't miss from 3. I mean, Oklahoma City played great, but the role players with Luka were just on that game, and they couldn't beat him. And it was a 50-50 game, came down to it. And but Dort, and I don't know. So who you think's gonna win straight up? Charlie's asking me yesterday. I'm like, Denver's gonna. I'm thinking like straight up. I was surprised they were getting 4.5, 5 at home last night. Who you think's gonna win outright?
Yeah, well, so if you took away the seedings and the how the regular season played out and all that, and if you just look at the 5 to 7 players who will be playing for the Nuggets and the 5 to 7 players who will be playing for the Thunder, I'd take the Nuggets.
Yeah,
I think it's hard not to, given what we've seen not just this year, but over the past 2-3 years. They have guys who've been there. Is the Thunder going to bring a guy off the bench who has the experience and will to in a clutch moment as Russell Westbrook? I don't think they have anyone on their roster who's even close to that. So if we're just talking one game got to win, I would take the Nuggets. But I don't know if I can, just because I buy into what we think and know about the Thunder, not just this season, but heading for the next 5 seasons. But we're not playing for 5 seasons. We're playing for one game.
Well, all the guys, Charlie, with all the variables, and you don't know who's going to show up. We know Joker's going to bring something to the table. He's the most. He's the most dependable.
Not just that he's the most durable, but that he will make shots when there are the highest degree of difficulty and the most crucial points in the game. We've seen him do that all series.
Well, he's dependable. I mean, he's going to get in that paint. He's going to knock down those little 5-footers. He's going to create open looks for his teammates. He's going to do that as well. Where's all the action? Where was all the action on the PGA that you guys are sweating right now? You couldn't have had Johnny Vegas as the first-round leader.
No, it's as you'd expect. It's on Scottie Scheffler, Bryson DeChambeau, and they're both still near the top of the odds board, and that's because of the market volatility. Scheffler still is certainly in contention. I think given what we've seen, what he did 2 weeks ago, all he needs to do is shoot 5 under, and he could be back in the top 5 spots. This isn't a massive. The guys aren't scoring with massive strokes. So But the thing is that even when there are, fields where also-rans or less-known guys are at the top of the leaderboard, as we're seeing, people aren't jumping to buy on those guys. They're jumping to buy on Scottie Scheffler, top 5, top 10, top 30. So we're still taking a lot of money on all the notable names. It's just not in outright markets because that's gone. But there's not enough stability with some of these guys like Aaron Rye or Ryan Gerard or Johnny Vegas, like you mentioned. So people are still going to be betting on Scottie Scheffler. It's just going to be a different market.
There you go. Even with all of the obscure names atop the leaderboard yesterday, they're still backing all of the name brands. Man, have a great weekend. We appreciate it, Troy. Follow Troy on Twitter at Troy Macker. That's Machir. Thank you, Troy.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
United Community Bank, the local way to bank big, with locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 50 years. Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, David Henry, Prentice Wilkes, our great team of bankers at United Community Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Live at Ruffino's Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee's the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite. Love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell Omelet, Cajun Hash Browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots. Highland Coffee's and Louis Cafe just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Henniger. For total maintenance for AC and heating, generators, electricity, and plumbing, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all of these needs. Service today, every day. That's their slogan at Total Maintenance, so nobody ever has to go to sleep hot. Over the years, Total Maintenance has expanded into the New Orleans area, as well as their offices in Baton Rouge with full staffs in both markets. Call 480-1000 in Baton Rouge or in New Orleans. 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance. Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Bayou Ford powers the Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. Watch us live daily. Find what you missed on demand and subscribe to each show's channel to get notified when we go live or new videos arrive. Plus, discover exclusive YouTube broadcasts you can't find anywhere else. From AFR to OTB and everything in between. It's the Watch 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge YouTube channel powered by Bayou Ford.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis' original Cajun Hash Browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes. We'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now, we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week. Monday through Friday, first batch comes out at 5 p.m. Weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988. By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Update from the PGA Championship. Jonathan Vegas still on top of the leaderboard. He's got a 3-stroke lead now. He is at 9 under par, 2 under for the day through 13. Matthew Pavone at 6 under, along with Michael Thorbenson. Not familiar with him,
Man,
but he's 6 under.
Yes, it is.
Round of the day belongs to Max
30.
Homa at 7 under. He posted a 64. He's 5
That's
under.
out of nowhere for him.
73 yesterday, so he posted 64. The second best round of the day belongs to your favorite Argentinian golfer, Joaquin Niemann, Chilean. I'm sorry, who shot a 67 today.
You're thinking of that wild man Toasty. But anyway, Scheffler, DeChambeau, and Vegas still 1, 2, 3 as the betting choices right now.
DeChambeau at 3 under par is the best of those 3.
3 under today so far.
He is 3 under, and he is through 15 holes.
Yeah, he had even par yesterday.
Hour number 2 straight ahead from Ruffino's 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. For your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Louisiana Lagniappe on Perkins and Bluebonnet. Winner of the most 225's Best of Awards. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee. And Phil's Oyster Bar since 1950 on Government Street to now in the South Downs Shopping Center.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padial at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com. Attention, vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Segan near Perkins.
Your Porsche, Audi, or Land Rover isn't ordinary. Your mechanic shouldn't be either. At Vex European, our skilled technicians provide precise repairs, routine maintenance, and transparent guidance tailored specifically to your European or exotic vehicle. Vex European, where precision meets performance. VexEuropean.com.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. He's out there somewhere in the world. Maybe even your local sports book.
Can anybody help us?
Let's bring in Bruce Marshall.
And we bring in Bruce out in Las Vegas, I'm assuming today. Bruce, good morning where you are. How you doing?
Hey, pretty good, Charlie.
Before we get to the playoffs and stuff like that, I got to ask you, it seems like it's been a long week. It seems like a lifetime ago, but we had talked to you since Derek Carr made his surprise announcement on his retirement. I'm just wondering what you think of him, how the career went, how this thing went down with the Saints. And now that we're looking at a team, we've repeated this stat a few times this week. The Saints right now don't have a quarterback on their roster that's ever won an NFL game. It's resulted in low win total, the lowest win total, the lowest, the longest shots to win the Super Bowl, etc. Just wondering what you thought of how this whole thing went down.
Yeah, I guess optimally, Carr would have announced this before the draft, but maybe he hadn't made his mind up by then. But I think the Saints must have seen, and Mickey Loomis and them must have seen the writing on the wall with Carr, and maybe that's why they picked Tyler Shuff when they did. I'm certainly not sure he's the answer to moving forward. Of what they've got right now, I think probably Rattler's going to get the job. That's my thought, but they could certainly make a move. Carr's career, I think at the end, slightly disappointed, although, he certainly had his moments with the Raiders when they looked really good. I think the whole Saints thing was kind of a disappointment, just never quite clicked. He had the injury problems there. So, there's a little bit of a emptiness there from the Saints years. But, actually, I think his Raider years were, good, not great. Kept them somewhat competitive, but he only had that one playoff year, and they barely got there that year in 21. So, a little bit underwhelming. Not bad, but not great either.
Just speculate here for a minute. He was on mostly bad teams with the Raiders. He was on 2 bad teams with the Saints. If he had gone somewhere else, and I'm not saying that he would have gone to maybe the best situation in the NFL, but he had gone to somewhere a little bit better, how might it have turned out for him?
Yeah, sure. I could have made some difference. Though something tells me that, there would have always been a ceiling for him under just, beneath the really top quarterbacks. But yeah, had he been somewhere else, I think that was a little more competitive, it would have made a bit of a difference. I think he was good enough. I know, there were times with the Raiders. He really scared the heck out of a lot of other teams on the Raiders schedule. And there were times when he really could light it up with the Raiders. So I think that's fair what you say. If he went somewhere else, it probably would have made a difference. But in the end, I think we thought his career would go a little bit longer than it did. But this shoulder thing just sidetracked it right at the end. And like I said, that really hurt his last couple of years there with the Saints too.
I think when I remember him, it will probably be for as a guy who was talented, but who for whatever reasons became very. I can't use a word other than just despised at both of his stops. The Raiders basically threw him out of the building at the end, and the Saints. You asked why they didn't do this before the draft. With a little bit of time to think about it, I think they've probably been negotiating this a lot longer than they've let on.
I think
how much he was going to give back and how much they were going to fight, and the best way to get a clean break. And then the Saints, if they had announced this before the draft, I'm not sure it would have changed anything. They took Tyler Shugg in the second round. I think they probably would have done that anyway. It may have accelerated the urgency or whatever. But just the fact that this guy was so despised in both spots, I don't know. That's what I'll remember.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and one other thing with the Raiders, I know the one complaint they had was he wasn't really a leader. and you expect your quarterback to be a little bit more of a leader. And I can remember guys who covered the Raiders saying, like when Antonio Brown, that short stint he was with the Raiders, how Carr just sort of followed him around like a puppy sort of, and he didn't exude that sort of leadership you want from a quarterback for an NFL team. So I think that had something to do with his ceiling ending up being a lot lower than people thought it might be.
You know, because Bruce, Charlie and I would get into debates, you know, who's good, who's not. And, you know, and part of it is, you know, in football, it's just, I'm a big proponent of this. I mean, sometimes you can look a lot better by the guys you're surrounded by. You know, it's not as individual as baseball or even basketball. And, you know, Joe Montana had good coaching. He had a good supporting cast, but damn, he was really good too. You know, there's some that, and man, Carr had about as bad of a supporting cast in some organizations that you could have, man, no doubt. Yeah. But man, Bruce, if part of it's they invested money and the fans know it, he's following Drew Brees. But this fan base in New Orleans, I mean, man, there's if you, I don't know, they've been in existence, close to 60 years. He's the most hated guy they've ever had. I mean, yeah. he is the most despised guy they've ever had. There's no doubt.
Yeah, there's something about, and I don't want to say Tyrese Halliburton, but there's something about him that seems to generate that sort of animosity. You made one point there that's very interesting, though, Jimmy. And I go back, being in the right situation means everything. This is long ago, but Vince Lombardi said when he got to the Redskins that one year he was with Washington, and he had Sonny Jurgensen, and it's in his book. When pride mattered, Jurgensen could do things Bart Starr couldn't do near the things Jurgensen did. He said he couldn't believe his luck. He said, "My God, what I can do with Jurgensen." But Starr was the perfect guy to run what he was doing in Green Bay. Starr was not more ability than Jurgensen, but he was in the spot and he was the perfect guy to work. So you're right. It does matter who you surround yourself with and what the team and the coaches and all that. That's a big deal.
Well, the one that has circulated here forever is Archie Manning and Terry Bradshaw. They were top picks. Bradshaw was number one. Manning was number two the following year. And, of course, Bradshaw was from Louisiana. So if Manning had been drafted by the Steelers and Bradshaw had been drafted by the Saints, what would their careers and what would the Steelers have looked like? What would the Saints have looked like? We'll never know. But they were thought of both at the very top of the draft, and one of them went to an excellent organization and one of them went to a terrible one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's it. That's a great example. Definitely.
Brucey, you like these Knicks fans? What's going on? Huh? They're a little loud, huh? And they never won anything.
Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit.
What's going on?
By the way, my one, I promise this is the last time I'll do this, 30-second soapbox NBA refereeing, and I won't bring it up again. We've talked about all, the traveling stuff, what they don't call. This goes back when Bob Cousy, 65, 70 years ago, they told the refs, don't call traveling on Cousy. And it's Michael Jordan, Magic, whatever. I have never seen a player abuse the carrying over rule more than Jalen Brunson. I said this about Trey Donaldson when we were in the big dance, at Michigan, how he carried the ball over. Brunson, every dribble carries the ball over. Every single dribble, and they never call it. And I would love a ref just to start calling like 10 straight times. Brunson starts to dribble. You're carrying over, lad. You're carrying over. They don't do it, and it's bothering. Used to be a ref. It bothers me to see this. Anyway, I'm off that soapbox. I actually kind of like Brunson as a player. He's there. I think the Knicks have reason to be worried. Like we heard on TNT the other night, the guys are joking. The Celtics feel like they should be ahead 5-0 in this series. They've had a double-digit lead every game. They blew it 3 times. Tatum, actually, the first 2 games, I think, especially the first 2 games, he was responsible more than anybody on the Celtics for them losing, with the way and the sequence and how he was putting up those shots late in the game. I mean, he was as responsible for the Celtics going cold as anybody those first 2 games. and they can win without him, which we saw in Game 5. I think the pressure is actually a little bit off. They're an underdog tonight. I expect Boston to win tonight and force a Game 7 and probably advance. The Knicks have not. They've had some spurts, or they played really pretty good in this series, but a lot of it, their shooting has been not great. I mean, they were 35% from the floor in Game 5, and Anunoby and Bridges gave very little. I think the Celtics force the Game 7. I'm taking Boston tonight for sure.
Yeah, they we're on the house's side with that one. There's no doubt, because they are they're betting the Knicks with both hands. They did in Game 5, and they'll be doing it with Game 6 as well, as what everybody is expecting. So I did. What about Game 7 is set 2:30 our time tip off. It's Denver with won a championship. OKC back-to-back years with the number 1 seed, but the style of play is certainly different from the regular season to the postseason, and this series is reminding us of that. And here we go, OKC, sizable favorite again, about 7.5.
Yeah, I've been sort of mishitting on this series because I've been sort of more leaning toward Oak City, and they're just not covering these games, even winning enough. I'm thinking Denver is the side to look at, plus the points in Game 7 now. I mean, the depth factor that Oklahoma City has an advantage has not turned out to be that big of an advantage in this series. And Denver's bench doesn't go much deeper than Westbrook, but, they have occasionally Strawther's come in and done a few things for them. I think what it comes down to for Denver, the Joker and Murray, you can figure on them contributing, and in the Joker's case, even dominating. But they need a couple from among those guys that Shaq calls the others, whether it be Porter, whether it be Braun, whether it be Westbrook. Two of those guys have to come up, and Gordon. If two of those guys deliver, they've got a chance. And the Joker is so potentially dominant. This has been tough for Oklahoma City. They haven't been able to shake these guys. These last 3, even the games they won in 4 and 5, were very, very tight games. I'm thinking this is going to be close. Oklahoma City, I think, probably squeezes it out, but 7.5 or so, I'm not interested in laying that many points. No.
No doubt. Brucey, what about Major League Baseball? I mean, how about? We know about the White Sox; they're not great, but Minnesota 11 in a row. Kansas City, like 9 of 10. Cleveland is 7 games over 500. Detroit is 14 games over 500.
Yeah, there's some interesting ones, and we got a good weekend here because this is a lot of the rivalries and a lot of interleague stuff this weekend. And we got the Mets and Yankees with Soto going back to the Bronx. That's going to be colorful. But there's a couple I liked tonight. On top of my pile here is the Battle of the Sunshine State. I don't talk about that one too much, but the Rays down in Miami, they are 24-4. Their last 28 against the Marlins. They have completely owned them the last several years in these Florida matchups. And they have actually played better on the road than at home. And this is odd because they loaded up that schedule with a lot of games outdoors in Tampa the first 2 months of the season before the real rainy season starts. They don't want the Rays playing a lot of games, in summer and outdoors in Tampa where it's going to rain, and then they have to postpone. Their home record hasn't been that good in Steinbrenner Field. Their road record hasn't been bad at all. Now they're down in Miami tonight. Taj Bradley's pitched pretty well. His last few starts, ERA's under 3. Meyer has been getting hit for the Marlins, and this is not a bad price tonight on Bradley. So that's what I'm looking at there.
Okay.
The Mets are interesting too with Meagle tonight, I think, and Soto's return to the Bronx, just because the Mets are awfully good. Although the Yankees, this will be very emotional tonight. One underdog might take a look is Oakland. Now, I know they got smoked by the Dodgers last night. That's part of it, the humiliation bounce back thing. J.P. Sears has had some really good outings. They've won his last 5 starts. They're getting a decent price in San Francisco tonight. This isn't quite the Babe Ruth series anymore because the A's are in Sacramento now, but it's still pretty hot regional rivalry. And the Giants have cooled off a little bit. I mean, they've lost 5 of 6. And you're getting a decent price with the A's tonight. So I think I'd take the A's in this one against the Giants.
Sears been really good, really good. And so has Webb. Both of their numbers are pretty much identical. But I mean, San Francisco minus $2. That's a monster price. I mean, A's 500 right now. They're so much improved, and they got a little juice up in Sacramento. Man, it's a small park. There's no doubt. But I mean, a guy like Lawrence Butler, who maybe is their highest ceiling, this guy's batting 6. Lineup's pretty good. It's pretty good. So it's quickly turned around. So they're way more competitive than they've been. So a team that's on the rise without any doubt. But yeah, they got hammered last night in Chavez Ravine.
Definitely. And Jacob Wilson, watch him too. Jack's son might be better than his dad. He's could be another star in the making at the shortstop for the A's.
Charlie, who's good with them too? Do you remember this kid from Ole Miss that pitch? It's where is his name on here? Hoagland. You remember him?
Yeah.
Hoagland?
Yeah, Hoagland. Yeah.
Hoagland. He's only had 3 starts, but it's been really, really good. A lot great strikeout to walk, so a lot of control. And actually, when they took him out prematurely, he was, then the bullpen gave it up pretty good. But he's had a nice start in the 3 starts he's had against Miami, Seattle, and the Dodgers.
It must be a good week for former Ole Miss guys. Tim Elko got up this week with the White Sox and hit his first home run. Remember the
big boy,
the hero of one of the heroes of their national championship team. Yeah.
All right, Brucey, great stuff as always. We appreciate it, man. Good luck to you this weekend.
Have a good weekend, boys. Thank you.
All right, so Brucey on the Celtics as well. So it seems like that a lot of public side on. Just see exactly what they're looking at right now with that. With the Knicks and with the percentages on that Troy sent me.
There's so much pressure on the Knicks.
There's some pressure.
I mean, because nobody believes you're going to go back to Boston and win for a third time in Game 7. And given what they did in Game 3 and came back with all the momentum and 2 road wins and just stunk the joint up. Yeah, the worst game they played in the series. Yeah, I can see where there's some Boston sentiment tonight.
68% of the tickets on the spread. On the Knicks, so 68-32. No, that's a big one right there. Troy sent me that's at DraftKings at Bet Rivers. It is here we go. Spread 72% of the tickets on the Knicks. 62%. That's the money. 62% of the tickets. So they're betting the Knicks. At pretty much all the locations. Another one of the BetMGM outlets was reporting that there's nothing but Knicks action as well. So modest point. Do you spread? Think they would have been in favor a little bit more than 2.5?
The Tatum injury changes so much where the value is. So it's almost like 2 series now. It's the point spread values before Tatum and the point spread values after Tatum.
Don't forget our friends at Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Lee, just off of Nicholson. You drop by this coming weekend. Tell them that we talked about them here. The great thing is happy hours during the weekend as well. 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week over at Los Reyes. Love the tacos, burritos, fajitas, you name it. I mean, it's got everything that you want, and you won't get that sticker shock when you get that ticket as well. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, Kyle and Scott doing a great job with them. Miss Blair behind the bar. Tell them you heard them right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Lee, just off of Nicholson, across from Mike Anderson's.
Live at Ruffino's. Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padiella at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now, we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week. Monday through Friday, first batch comes out at 5 p.m. Weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales. By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with a sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
This is Charles Henniger. For total maintenance for AC and heating, generators, electricity, and plumbing, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all of these needs. Service today, every day. That's their slogan at Total Maintenance, so nobody ever has to go to sleep hot. Over the years, Total Maintenance has expanded into the New Orleans area, as well as their offices in Baton Rouge with full staffs in both markets. Call 480-1000 in Baton Rouge or in New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
This is Charles Hannegraaff. Tee up your savings with a great CD rate from Home Bank. For a limited time, you can earn 4.25% annual percentage yield on a 3 or 7 month CD. If you're looking for a longer term, you can take advantage of 4.05 APY on an 11-month CD or 3.75 on a 14-month CD. The minimum balance is only $2,500. Stop by a Home Bank location to speak with a local banker today. Good for business, good for life. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Live at lunch with Odd and Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Back here at Ruffino's live at lunch. LSU and South Carolina, second game tonight at 6 o'clock. First pitch as LSU tries to even this series. I want to talk about a couple things here in this. First of all, is what this has done to LSU's big picture is it's still right where it was going into the series, which is 2 out of 3 should be enough. The RPIs have not changed a whole lot, even with a loss to a lower RPI team like South Carolina. But I was interested in one thing. Going into that Sunday game against Tennessee, I thought it was a huge, huge game for LSU at the box. I said, this is what a super regional could look like. I posted on Twitter, said, your top 2 starters are gone. Tennessee's top 2 starters are gone. This could be what game 3 of a super regional looks like. I said, this is an important game. And LSU won the game. They opened up. They ended up winning the game very, very comfortably. And Kason Evans pitched great that day. But even I didn't realize
game?
That was the 3rd game of the Tennessee series.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't realize just quite how big of a game that might have been.
Tennessee's pitching was compromised, Charlie.
Well, so was LSU's case. That was Casey Evans' first start.
Oh,
both of
I thought that was the one where you said they had a big advantage.
Well, no, not that one. LSU's bullpen didn't have to go as long as we thought they might. That was Casey Evans' first start. Nobody knew how long he was going to go. He went 6 innings. Tennessee had used up their first 2 starters. LSU had used up their first 2 starters. So it was a lot of unknowns as to who was going to get what that day. I thought it was a big series that LSU needed to win, and they did. But I didn't realize quite how big of a gap it would make. Listen to this, okay? LSU's overall record is 40-13. Tennessee's is 41-13. LSU's SEC record is 17-11. Tennessee's is 16-12. So that 1 game difference. LSU's strength of schedule is 28. Tennessee's is 24. Non-conference strength of schedule 220 to 217. Q1 wins 12-11. That one game, if you flip that 1 game, LSU's RPI is 8 and Tennessee is 14. If you flip it, do you flip the RPIs? Did 1 game? Because I can't find any other discernible statistic where LSU is or Tennessee, there's that much difference. And yet there's a gap of 6. One team is fighting for a top 8.
Which is what we have been discussing. This college baseball season, it's not, and we try and look for value. And no, some of the Arkansas, Tennessees, and LSU's, they're way too short. I mean, there is no gap there. I mean, there's just no gap when they're talking about in Tennessee's trying to. If they lose last night, I mean, if they lose 2 out of 3 this weekend, they're not even hosting. And LSU's clear is the number 1 team in the country. I mean, it's tight. And it's just a big clump of. Now, will the more high expectations, high history programs with the postseason experience as a program benefit them more when you get into postseason play? I don't know. It's a little bit of that, but this is the deal that there's not a big drop off from the elite from the top 8 to the 9-16s to the 2 seeds. And you talk about 2 seeds are going to be some favorites in some of these regionals. Charlie, they're talking about 13 of 16 of the hosts might be SEC.
No, they won't get 13 hosts.
They were talking about that last night on one of the broadcasts.
They'll get 13 teams in, but they're not 13 hosts.
They won't have 13 teams in.
13 teams in, yeah. I think they could get as many
Who's
as
going to be 2 seeds? How many 2 seeds? So who's the third team out besides South Carolina and Missouri?
Mississippi State. And even
I
them.
thought A&M.
I'm sorry, A&M. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You're correct.
Right.
A&M. Mississippi State is the last team in right now. Them in Kentucky are about what. I would say that the SEC is going to get 5 or 6 top 8 national seeds and probably 2 or 3 more host sites. I think it's 6.
Okay, yeah.
Somewhere around 8 or 9.
Okay. Yeah.
And if you send an SEC team to Coastal Carolina, who's going to win the Sun Belt,
or West Virginia,
who's going to win the Big 12, they're going to be a favorite. I think if you send them to Oregon State, if you sent the right 2 seed, like if Tennessee were to lose the next 2 games and you send them to Oregon State, they're going to be favored. I mean, I don't see any.
Who to Oregon State?
Oregon State's RPI 6.
Okay, I know, but who you sending? You say it's going
Tennessee. If Tennessee lost the next 2 games,
well, Tennessee's so public.
They would be
Tennessee's monster public, but somebody near
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss would never be favored at Corvallis. Never.
Okay.
No.
Florida.
No.
Okay.
Be closer. Florida's more public than Ole Miss. Yeah.
Okay.
Florida came back. Man, that's a big comeback win for them last night. They're the hottest team in the conference.
Yeah.
They started 1-11.
Okay. Maybe not Corvallis.
1-11.
UCLA, who could very well get a host site out of the Big Ten. Which
all right, who we talking about? Tennessee.
Same group of teams. Tennessee, Ole Miss.
Yes. Florida, close, but probably not. In Ole Miss, no.
And Oklahoma has fallen off a little bit in the last 2 weeks. They
got beat again last night.
They got beat again last night. They'd be scary because of Witherspoon.
He didn't get the loss.
No, he pitched well again, and they lost in the later innings
when he left.
Yeah, he was fine again. So just the very small gap is what I wanted to point out. And I looked at it, I was like, man, these two teams flip that game. And where do they flip in the RPIs? Would LSU be struggling for a top 8 or even a host site at this point? I don't know. The other thing I want to talk about real briefly here is 3 plays in last night's game defensively for LSU that have gotten a lot of discussion. The 2 balls at the wall, and a lot of chatter back and forth. Should they have been caught? I can tell you that neither one of those balls was easy plays. I went back and I still shot at it. Both of those outfielders were well off the ground on balls up the wall. Could they have taken better paths at it? Maybe. But either one of those plays would have been a great play.
The triple at the end.
The triple off the left field wall that Pearson went up for. That ball hits well up the wall. Okay, that is in no way. I mean, could you have made a great play on it? Maybe, but that is in no way. They should have caught that ball. No, I'm sorry.
I'd have given a college. I watched about 7 games last. I'd give a college player about 10% chance to catch that.
That's about right.
Here's the thing about you got to remember too is a 3-0 count. So you taking a swing, he's taking a big whack, and he is just swinging from his heels, and so he kind of caught it funny because if he'd have caught it clean, of course it's gone.
Yeah, it's good.
So it kind of caught. So it's coming off a left-handed bat, this big old cut, and it's kind of slicing a little bit. It's close to being foul. It's close to being out. I mean, it's up in the air a long time because he got under it. But that takes about a half a second to mark that as a T as an official score. That's
not an error. But should he have caught it? And I say absolutely not.
Shouldn't have.
Absolutely not.
No.
And I thought Brown the same thing out in right field. He's a good 2.5 feet off the ground. He's fully outstretched. The ball's on the wall. Okay. It appeared he got a piece of his glove on it, but man, that is a really, really hard play. So I don't think
what inning?
Right before that, the 8th, Brown goes. I showed you the still shot. Brown goes up. He is on the wall. He's like I say, 2.5 feet off the ground, and he's got his glove outstretched, and he gets a piece of it.
Okay? I don't remember that one.
I don't think that you could expect him to catch that ball. Could somebody make that play a great play? Maybe, but I don't think that's a ball that you can realistically expect to be caught. I mean, we're talking about 370 feet away from home plate, 8 feet off the ground. That ain't easy. The other one was the error that they called on Braswell. They changed to a hit. I thought it was an error. I thought the announcing team tried to kind of cover for it a little bit, said the ball was redirected. If it was, and I couldn't tell that on television, I apologize, but the ball's hit sharply. But Braswell overruns it, and that's a play he makes. Braswell's a very good glove. I thought that was an error all the way. The officials, it was hit sharply, but it was hit at him, and he overruns the play, and he's got to reach back for it. Again, they said it was maybe redirected a little bit. I didn't see that on TV. I thought it should have been an error. The official score ruled it an error. He came back an inning later, changed his mind, and ruled it a hit. I thought it was an error, but that's how they ruled. So those defensive plays have been, called out a lot. And then Josh Pearson makes the best play of the game where he makes a sliding catch and doubles a runner off second base. So they had a great play to go along with, some of the other ones that went along last night.
So let's get back to the one in ninth that I remember a lot. We talked about the lefty that, took the big cut at 3-0. There's a difference between should have and could have.
That's it.
Okay.
My words exactly. Those were my words exactly.
So could he have made the catch? I guess, but I mean,
it would have been a great play. It would have been a great play to go up and get that ball.
Here's the thing that you got to remember too when you pull up. You know how many times an outfielder, all right, let's practice outfield. How many times he practices making that catch coming off the bat net? You don't. You can't mimic that. And so the unusual aspect of this guy, this big cut from the left side, swinging 3-0, trying to end the game, and he kind of gets under it. It's slicing. It's near the foul pole. It's up the top of the fence.
Ball. Yeah, it's a towering ball.
It's just
To expect a college kid to make, even a pro, to make that catch, it's hard.
Could he have made it, but percentages are low.
Yeah, it would have been one of those web gym
8 to 10%.
Yeah, that's about what I thought. Now, he got turned around on the ball because it was hit so high. Could he have taken a better path? Look, man, it's easy to sit and watch the game on TV and say, man, you should have done that. No. Everybody that said, well, he should have caught. No.
Should have. That's out.
That's what I believe.
We can talk about could have.
Yeah,
we can talk about could have, but no way.
That's what I believe. I tell you what,
keep in mind when you're official scorekeeper, the matter and it varies. There are routine plays that are expected at the high school level, the college level, the major league level. So was the ball to Braswell a routine play for a college player?
I thought it was. Yeah.
And then
I thought it was.
Then you decide, then that's how you do. And obviously there was some thought. It was a borderline hit or error, official score because they went back and reversed it.
He changed it. And, there's components to every play. It looks like he's reaching back to get the ball, but he's reaching back to get the ball because he's overrun it going to his left. Now, again, the broadcast team, Dave Neal, Jackie Bradley Jr. said, was that ball redirected a little bit? I didn't see that on TV. I thought the ball came off the back clean. It was sharply hit, but it's a play Braswell makes, I think, 19 times out of 20. I thought they would have left it an error. They ruled it a hit. So not a big deal, but
that's more of a 50-50 call than the others are.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's not something I'm going to rant.
That's a gray area play.
Yeah, it's not something I'm going to rant and rave about, but I thought they got it right the first time.
Don't forget our friends at Total Maintenance. Yes, indeed. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC heating companies since 1980. My buddy Lucas Ragusa doing it over at Total Maintenance. Boy, speaking of the Saints' happier days, I was with Lucas, and then when Reggie Bush took it, went the distance. Boy, he had a great game in the Cardinals playoff game.
His best game is the Saints.
Think so?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Man, he was great, man, and that was fun. And then I was with him for the Minnesota game, the NFC Championship game. I was with him when it came back to the Dome. That's my boy. That's how long.
Why don't y'all start going to games next year? Help him out.
Man, me and Lucas got to get this thing back on track.
Please, Lord help.
Yes, indeed. So that's how far back I go back with him. It's great. It's great to enjoy people that you do business with, but this is what he does. This is what their crew does. And AC heating, generator installations, maintenance, you name it. What service today every day means? Same day service. You'll never sleep hot. Man, it's hot. It's sticky. Now, it's hot again. We're leaning on those units more. We're running them more. We're stressing them more. But if it does break down, you got to call 480-1000. 480-1000. Total Maintenance. Service today, every day. Again, you'll never sleep hot. Call today. Get service today. Total Maintenance, 480-1000.
Live at Ruffino's. Live at lunch. Look at Victor Hovland chipping in. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games, just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 West Lee, near Nicholson.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Bayou Ford powers the Watch 1045 ESPN YouTube channel. Watch us live daily. Find what you missed on demand and subscribe to each show's channel to get notified when we go live or new videos arrive. Plus, discover exclusive YouTube broadcasts you can't find anywhere else. From AFR to OTB and everything in between. It's the Watch 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge YouTube channel powered by Bayou Ford.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Live at lunch with Odd and Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Brought to you also in part by the Thibodeau Store. Cajun Cooking Specialty cookware shipped right to your door from the website doitbest.com/Thibodeau Store. Also, gas griddles on special right now. Lots of
gas
griddles and tons of grills are on special too. Website's got all kind of cool stuff. You're looking for a lawnmower right now, all the way from the real basic push mowers all the way up to the big riding lawnmowers. Huge selection there on the website too for that. Your garden gear, your garden carts on special right now. Key cutting, paint matching, propane services, green and grass.
Happy graduation, Mr. Curtis.
Yeah, Mr. Curtis is.
Yes, indeed.
He's commencing.
Summa cum laude, baby. Good job. Proud of you. It's a new beginning.
You're making repairs around the house. Consult the experts
right.
over at the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway.
So we bought you a grill from the Thibodeau Store, a big green egg, the extra large one.
For Father's Day.
Yes,
Father's Day.
Father's Day. He graduates. Happy graduation, Mr. Curtis. Yes.
Pierre Part Store down 113 years in Pierre Part, the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway, and doitbest.com/Thibodeau Store. All right, in the league tonight, here's what else is going on. Texas clinched the conference championship, the regular season championship. I think they had a top 8 locked up going into the weekend no matter what happened, but they did not throw Ruger Riojas in game number 1. Really dominant as a Sunday starter for the first half of the conference season, moved into Friday when they had the injury, and he has
great
struggled.
For one game.
Yeah, it was great for
one game against A&M.
And he has struggled ever since. But Cade Crossland has struggled pretty much most of the season for Oklahoma.
Seen ever since. It's 2 starts.
What's that?
Two rough starts after the A&M really good one since moved in.
I thought it was
right?
3.
Yeah, he had a good one against A&M.
Yeah, I thought it was 3 rough starts. I'll go back and look it up, but the ERA is over
Arkansas
5
was the first one.
Yeah.
And then last week.
Okay. So two rough starts. The ERA is over 5. It's been pretty rough because he was way down before that.
Yeah.
Auburn's going to throw Sam Dutton. They held him last night against Ole Miss. Auburn trying to hold on to a top 8 national seed. I think they're in good shape. Wouldn't want to get swept, though, there. Hunter Elliott really saved the Ole Miss bullpen last night with that long outing. Arkansas and Tennessee. Arkansas still hasn't decided on a starting pitcher yet. They are not going to throw Gage Wood, who's been throwing 2 for them since he came back for the injury. He's going to throw tomorrow. So Arkansas is throwing TBA against Liam Doyle. Probably going to be the top pitcher drafted out of the SEC this year. It'll be him, Cade Anderson, or Kyson Witherspoon. Doyle, the left-hander, is a minus 145 favorite, which is as big a favorite as you're going to see anybody in Baum Stadium. That game is 6 o'clock start, I believe, is that. Vanderbilt held their ace, J.D. Thompson, against Kentucky last night. Austin Nye threw against Nate Harris. Vanderbilt to come from behind win. They've got an advantage today. Thompson has been just lights out at home. The ERA in the low 2s at home. Struggled on the road, but pitched better on the road last week at Tennessee. He'll face Nick McCray tonight. Give Vandy the edge there, but they're a minus 195 favorite. Georgia held their ace, Brian Curley, last night against Texas A&M. A&M threw their ace, Ryan Prager. Curley going to go up against Miles Patton, big edge to Georgia. They are a huge favorite against Texas A&M, who may have that may have been it for them yesterday. They got out to the lead. Roof fell in the middle innings. The big 7-run, was it 7-run fourth or 7-run fifth for Georgia? Roof kind of fell in. A&M, I do not think can get into the NCAA tournament unless they win the SEC tournament. The best they can do is get to 12 wins in the regular season.
Well,
that's not going to get it. They would have to win the SEC tournament now. So you wonder if they may pack it in tonight. Georgia's still playing to play for us. The number 1 RPI team in the country. They're looking at a top 8 in pretty good shape there. Alabama will throw their best arm, Riley Quick, tonight against an opener for Florida. Alabama holding out hopes with that RPI at number 9 of being a top 8 national seed. I think they're a host. They're probably on the outside of the top 8 right now. Florida's going to throw an opener in Pierce.
Probably a host.
They're definitely a host, but probably they've got an outside shot.
You said if they get swept, they're not going to get a host. That's what you kept telling me.
I said they'd be in trouble. I think they're yes. If they get beaten the next 2, they would be 15-15. That's right. So they got to win. They got to win a game. I like Alabama tonight against Florida.
Hard now. That was the one they had to win. I mean, they had that. They gave that one to get away last night.
I thought Sully made a mistake. We didn't think Liam Peterson would pitch last night, Florida's ace, because he threw 66 pitches last Saturday. Their schedule got a little disjointed with the rain. They brought him back on 4 days rest after throwing 66 pitches, and he had his worst outing as an SEC starter this year. Gave up 5 runs in 5 innings, and Florida had to hustle to come back and win that thing. But I give Alabama the pitching edge today in this one.
Yeah, the kid threw good for him last night. Who's kind of they've been kind of a piecemeal
Tyler Fay,
for Alabama, but 5-0 lead. Charlie's 5-1. They're playing a shift to the left side. I mean, I'm talking about a 2-hopper between your knee and your waist. The second baseman's on the third shortstop side. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about as easy of a play. Boom, he boots it. Next thing you know, 3 unearned runs. Now 5-1, it's 5-4. Game on.
Yeah,
and it was back and forth. They lose by a run.
And
so that was the one they had to win last. So Florida stole it. They're hot. They're gonna roll. They're probably sweep now.
Alabama was not. The bullpen wasn't as bad last night. It's been a big sore spot for them all season. Wasn't as bad last night, but they gave up 3 runs. They ended up losing by 1.
What is it now? Is it since 1-11? So they played. That's 12. So they played 28 games now. So 16. They're like 13-3.
They were 1-11. They
are 13-3.
They're 13-3.
13-3 in the SEC, man.
14-14 overall. And Missouri plays Mississippi State. Mississippi State scored 25 runs yesterday. We're brought to you by Coastal Capital Advisors, because when it comes to retirement, there are no two situations exactly alike. So make sure that Coastal Capital puts together a lifetime plan for you. That's what they've done for me. You're going to make sure that your retirement plans, your goals are in place. No matter what your age is, doesn't matter what your income level is, they'll tailor make something that's perfect for you so you get a maximum output for your retirement. They'll work with your business partners. They'll work with your legal team. They'll work with tax professionals to make sure that plan is rock solid. That's exactly what they've done for me. Contact Philip Fontenot and his staff, 337-981-1376. Online, it's coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, member FINRA, SIPC. Back to wrap it up here at Ruffino's Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at Lunch.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars: Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking
for. Big Mike's on Monday? Okay. All right. Say when.
All right. It's rolling.
This is Charles Hannegriff. Join us for the Monday edition of Live at Lunch. We're at Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill in Denham Springs. We'll take a look back at the weekend in SEC baseball and get you ready for the SEC tournament. Live at Lunch from Big Mike's on Monday at 11, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots. Highland Coffees and Louis Cafe just outside the north gates of LSU.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Get Moss Max and less tax during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and dip trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, or cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana-Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Otten Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Jonathan Vegas, the leader at the PGA Championship. He's 3 under par for the day. He's 10 under for the tournament, has a 4-stroke lead. He's going into what they call a green mile, 16, 17, and 18. Tough 3-hole finisher. We'll see if he can hold up with that lead. Top round of the day belongs to Max Homa, who shot 7 under 64 to pull himself what is within 5 of the lead now at 5 under par. Some of the bigger names, Bryson DeChambeau finished with a 68 today. He is 3 under par, 7 shots off the lead. Victor Hovland, who was one of our experts' picks, 71 today. He is 2 under for the championship. Scotty Scheffler just has teed off today. He's 2 under, shot 2 under yesterday. Who else did we have? We had a little piece of Joaquin Neiman. He shot a 67 today. He's 1 under for the tournament. Who else were we were following? Cantlay was terrible yesterday. He is not going to make the cut.
He always leaves you wanting more.
Let's see. Wait, page 2, page 3. He is 4 over. Cut line right now is +1, so he's got some work.
Yeah, he's done.
He's got some work to do. He just teed off. Just finished number 1. So he's got some golf to play, but he's way back there. Rory McIlroy just teed off as well. He is 3 over par yesterday, as is Ludwig Aberg. He shot 75 today. He's not going to make the cut.
30.
And Sam Burns tees off here in about 20 minutes. He was 2 over yesterday, so he's 1 off the projected cut line. Got a little work to do. Thanks to the folks here at Ruffino's for being our host today, as they are every Friday.
You're going to do great, buddy.
We love you, T-Bob.
I know he's excited.
And on Monday, we'll be at Big Mike's in Denham Springs.
Mike's, baby.
For Jimmy Ott, for Jordan Kitchens back in the studio, I'm Charles Hanniger saying thank you and good afternoon. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The Grand Bayou Casino, convenient.